I felt Prodigy should have embraced his background more. It's what made him special and would have allowed him to create more significant art. I felt like Prodigy's arts background made him more prepared as a performer than the rest of us.
We just got a cannonball into one of the murkiest rumor pools in hip-hop today. Did 50 Cent actually warn Mobb Deep's light Prodigy to keep Diddy's darkest secrets out of the public eye? Before we begin, you should be aware that there are essentially no reliable receipts for Prodigy. Hip-hop history is as messy as a club restroom at 3 in the morning, so the lack of receipts won't stop rumors. But here are some things we can say about this circumstance. We do know one thing about Prodigy. He never played it safe.
The hip-hop task force was created to watch Sean Puffy Combs, P. Diddy, to watch the artists that was connected with P. Diddy, and then it just grew.
From late-night radios to jailhouse letters. In a 2012 phone conversation that was inexplicably removed from the internet, the Queensbridge legend continued to criticize the ruling class, implying that moguls like Diddy and Jay-Z served as gatekeepers for secretive executives, using terms like secret society and conspiracy. A chokehold on Twitter, DMX shared the sentiment in his own ferocious outbursts.
You know what I mean? I believe definitely maybe some of these label heads, like major labels and like major corporate companies, might have something to do with it, and they, might be involved with the agenda, you know what I mean? But
Prodigy was bold, but he wasn't careless. According to friends, he began archiving documents in case they tried to erase my voice days before. He passed away in 2017. Word got out that he had been preparing a document tying Diddy's notorious soirees to label politics and even NYPD surveillance. That footage is still missing. Now, if Petty were an Olympic sport, Curtis Petty would win the gold. Their feud goes back decades, and Diddy's former assistant told a Manhattan jury this week that Puff once boasted, "I like guns," while talking. About 5 hours later, 50 people added the rolling eyes emoji and said, "I don't feel safe." Don't let the memes deceive you. Gunit Films is producing a Netflix documentary series that promises never-before-seen footage from Diddy's wildest freak-offs, with Prophet allegedly headed to abuse survivors. Last month, he leaked courtroom snippets showing grainy club cam of celebrities Usher and Bieber and then yanked them for legal reasons. This is a classic bit, but where does Prodigy fit into this whole thing? Let's piece together the timeline that has the internet wondering what actually happened behind the scenes from 2005 to 2007. Mobb Deep partnered G-Unit, and everything appeared to be going well. The studio vibes were strong. They were receiving that tour money, and it was all love for Queen's Prodigy. Then, in 2008, things took a turn for the worse. Prodigy began serving a 3-year prison sentence. He was sharing gems about shady backroom deals, dark energy surrounding the music industry, and so-called industry devils. However, amid all the coded language and conspiracy whispers, indirectly. If there was a warning, it wasn't written by 2011. Prodigy left and returned with a bang, but Diddy had completely changed into the face of luxury branding, Mr. Churro, Mr. Hip-Hop's Walt Disney, and Diddy was reinventing himself as a billionaire for the ages. In 2015, the story took a turn for the worse, when rumors began to circulate about an unaired podcast in which Prodigy made a mysterious statement. At that time, he was sharing his knowledge in interviews, books, and low-key podcasts. Fifth, Move Smart told me that some things are more important than rap. That's not quite a deal breaker, but that the internet does what the internet does. And fans began turning it into a remix of 50 Cent's warning not to talk about Diddy. Then, in 2017, tragedy struck, and the Prodigy died unexpectedly in Las Vegas, under what many still consider suspicious circumstances. At that point, the conspiracy engines went into overdrive, and all of the previous warnings, industry rants, and mystery clips began to reappear like breadcrumbs. With 50 Cent going all out on Diddy in the years that followed, people couldn't help but connect the dots, whether they were real or not, and no hard evidence was found. Insiders claim that 50 was protective of his artist's strict security measures, but no one paid attention. Remember a Diddy-specific gag order? Some even say that GIF urged Prodigy's exposers to do more free promotions while the vodka versus tequila conflict was going on. Let's take a look at why 50Y would ever silence Prodigy. First, damage control. A friendly heads up from 50 could have been life-saving advice, not censorship. But here's the big picture. No eyewitness email or leaked voice note confirms either storyline until someone drops receipts for the warning. If Fifth's document was already leaking, he might have wanted first dibs on any explosive tapes. Telling P to chill keeps the bomb exclusive. Otherwise, it could be street politics. Loose lips invite lawsuits or worse, given Diddy's rumored cleanup crew. This isn't the first time explosive footage pulls a Houdini, though. DMX's 2009 Bet Down, in which he claimed that contracts were slavery and that only grainy fan uploads remained from BET servers, is another example. Similarly, when clips fade, imaginations go into overdrive and legends become martyrs, and silence benefits power. Dotty's legal storm spans multiple states, and every stray narrative thread could be courtroom ammunition. Prose has already acknowledged that they track Ratbuff for reasons, so even though we clown 50's memes, his posts occasionally end up as exhibits of wild times. Since the Diddy countdown is approaching and 50 Cent's petty train never stops, let us know if you buy the legend or nap. If you have lost interviews or timestamps that altered the game, link them in the comments, smash that like, and keep your notifications on. Ultimately, Prodigy raised alarms about the industry, and 50 Cent is still ringing them about Diddy, but the private warning is still just a rumor.